In a small dwarf community hidden in the Grey Peak Mountains, a dwarf couple were at loss as to how to help their newly born twin boys. Neither child had yet opened their eyes, nor would they stop screaming and kicking. Nothing would seem to comfort them, and, worried for their well-being, Waxbeard, the community's cleric, prayed to the gods for help. Baronar Truesilver answered the prayer. In a flash, a raven of pure white light appeared before the cleric and guided him out of the dwarven subterranean village into one of the mine tunnels. There, the raven disappeared over a bundle of clothes. It was a red and yellow cloak in which a newly born baby elf was kicking and screaming, its eyes tightly closed. Without any signs as to where this child came from, or any time to ponder the strangeness, Waxbeard gently picked up this third screaming baby boy and brought him back with him to Mr. and Mrs. Gentlebrew. The closer he got to the twins, the calmer the boy in his arms grew, until finally all was calm when the three, now brothers, lay in the arms of their mother, looking at her and smiling, warm in the red and yellow cloak. Stan Firstborn, Stan Secondborn, and Stan Grows in the Wrong Way, born Stan Thirdborn, were inseparable. Even though only 2/3 perfect triplets, in their hearts they were utterly united. The third boy grew to be a wild mage. Arcane magic being completely foreign to the dwarf community, he had no one to guide him on how to control his powers. He also grew to be tougher than others of his kind, but relies mostly on his somewhat unstable magic to fight. He believes, without a doubt, that he is a dwarf. His brothers, possibly because of the constant close proximity to their younger brother's magic, grew to become berserkers, allowing them periodically to be immune to magical bewitching. They also look fairer than usual for their kind. The three brothers are now boisterous and beer-loving young dwarves in search of adventure.
They say that history is the greatest of all teachers, and the tales of past deeds define who we are in the present, and what we shall be in the future. It is said that such tales shall, with each telling, illuminate us all with the light of truth. I shall tell you of such a tale. It is a tale quite familiar to me, for I have spent nearly a lifetime piecing it together and chronicling it here within this book. For years I have pondered its passages, studying every line, committing each word to memory. Perhaps now, in the telling of it, I shall at last find the answers I seek. Our story takes place in the northern region of Faerun, known as Icewind Dale. It is a harsh, frozen land, cut off from the rest of the world by a wall of jagged peaks called the Spine of the World. For centuries, the icy plains of the Dale have been home to the barbarian peoples of the Uthgard and Regedmund. Huddled together in small, closely knit tribes, the barbarians lived simple lives, free, proud, and fiercely independent. Until the day an archmage named Ericon came to Icewind Dale. With an army of mercenaries, Ericon sought to conquer the north and force the fierce barbarians into slavery. Long weeks of battle followed, and the scattered barbarian tribes suffered terrible losses. Defeat seemed inevitable. In their darkest hour, a barbarian shaman named Jared came forth and demanded a council between all the remaining tribes of the north. A respected warrior, Jared persuaded the council to put aside their differences and unite against Erakan. Strengthened by a new sense of purpose, the barbarians rallied behind their new leader. The combined might of the Northmen proved more than a match for Erakan, who had counted on the division of the tribes. Wave after wave of barbarian warriors tore into Erakan's hired army, forcing them on the defensive and ultimately into full retreat. As his army crumbled around him, Erakan had time for one last desperate act before his enemies descended upon him. Drawing upon his remaining power, the Archmage breached the planar boundaries, tearing open a portal to the lower planes. The foolish Archmage's cries of victory immediately turned to shrieks of terror as the hideous and twisted shapes of demonkind materialized from the portal and poured onto the battlefield. The sudden appearance of the demons drove the combatants, barbarian and mercenary alike, to turn to meet the new threat side by side. The remaining warriors bravely charged the portal to drive the hellspawn back and were slaughtered by the hundreds. As his people fell around him, the barbarian shaman, Jared, looked up from the blood-drenched snow of the battlefield and caught sight of a lone figure high upon a ridge in the distance. Jared immediately recognized this vision as an omen from his god Tempus, and in that instant, he knew what had to be done. Shouting cries to his god, he charged through the ranks of the demons and plunged into the portal. As Jared's blood fused with the energies of the portal, an explosion of white light engulfed the battlefield. When the light subsided, the demons were gone, and the portal was closed. In its place hovered a disk of solid stone. Frozen within the center of the disk was Jared's body, locked in his final moment of agony, in his final moment of triumph for all eternity. But that is not the end of our tale. It is but the beginning.